Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to speak on a matter that holds a deep significance for every individual. It is a subject that has the potential to shift your perspective on life, your purpose, and your destiny. Many of us in this world have encountered moments of uncertainty, doubt, and even despair, wondering if we are on the right path. But I come to tell you today, don't worry. God will open the right gate. He has a plan, a divine purpose for your life that will unfold exactly as it should. There are times when the doors in front of you may appear closed, but in those moments, remember that God's timing and His will are always perfect. Trust Him, and you will see the gates of opportunity open when they are meant to. God's purpose for your life is far beyond what you can imagine. It is not just about where you will go or what you will do in this world. It is about the very reason for your existence. Too often we become fixated on what we want or think we need, but God's plan transcends our desires and limitations. When we understand that we were created with a purpose in mind, we begin to see that there is an appointed time and a right gate that will open for us. Every decision we make, every relationship we enter, and every experience we go through is shaping us for what is to come. Even the challenges, the obstacles, and the painful seasons of life are part of the refining process, preparing us to walk through the right gate at the right time. There is a divine orchestration that is taking place in the background of your life. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, God is working. You may not see it or understand it at the moment, but He is preparing the way for you. Trust that His purpose will always prevail, and He will lead you to the place where you will fulfill His will for your life. We are not here by accident, and our steps are not random. The gates that we seek are already set before us, and God knows exactly when and how to open them. However, we must remain patient. There is a process that comes before the breakthrough. The gates will not open until we are ready, until we have been equipped and prepared for the purpose that lies beyond them. The waiting is not in vain. The preparation period is necessary for your growth and maturity. It is easy to become frustrated when we don't see immediate results, but the right gate will not open before its time. Trust that when it opens, it will be exactly what you need. There is a unique plan for your life that no one else can fulfill. Your path, your purpose, and your destiny are designed specifically for you. You may see others walking through gates that seem to lead to success, but do not be tempted to compare your journey to theirs. God's timing is perfect for you. What is meant for you will come at the right moment. What you need to accomplish your purpose will be provided when you are ready. So do not fret when things seem delayed. Keep moving forward with faith and trust that God's plan is unfolding. God's purpose will always lead you to the right gate. It may not be the path you expect, but it will be the one that is destined for you. Your role is to stay aligned with God's will, trusting that He will open the gates at the appointed time. You may have to pass through several gates before reaching the one that will lead you to your ultimate purpose. But each gate is a step toward fulfillment. Stay committed to the process and trust that God's purpose is unfolding in your life. In the end, God's purpose will always prevail. When you walk in alignment with His plan, you will find that the right gates will open at the right time, and you will step into a life that is beyond what you could have ever imagined. The power of trust in God's timing. We often find ourselves struggling with the concept of timing. We live in a world that values instant gratification, where everything is expected to happen immediately. But God's timing is not like the timing of this world. His timing is perfect, and He knows exactly when to open the right gate for you. Trusting in God's timing requires patience, faith, and understanding. It means that even when things seem delayed or when the doors in front of you remain closed, you are confident that God is at work behind the scenes. It is important to understand that God's timing is not governed by our clock or calendar. He operates in seasons, and He knows the right time for every season of your life. When we trust in His timing, we acknowledge that He has a plan far greater than our own understanding. We may want things to happen now, but God knows the perfect moment when we will be fully prepared to walk through the right gate. Trusting in His timing means letting go of our impatience and surrendering to His divine wisdom. One of the greatest challenges we face is the period of waiting. Waiting can be difficult, especially when we see others moving forward or achieving their goals. It is easy to become discouraged and question if we are on the right path. But the truth is, waiting is not wasted time. It is during this time that God is preparing us, refining us, and strengthening our character. The gates that we seek will not open until we are fully ready to step into what God has prepared for us. God knows the desires of your heart, and He will not withhold what is good from you. Trusting in His timing means understanding that He will open the gate at the right moment. The right job, the right relationship, the right opportunity, everything will come at the perfect time. It may not be when you expect it, but it will always be when you are ready. God's timing is never wrong, and when we trust in it, we are aligning ourselves with His perfect plan. In moments of uncertainty, remember that God is never late. His timing is always on time. The gate you are waiting for may be just around the corner, and it will open when you are prepared to walk through it. Until that moment comes, trust that God is working in your life. The waiting period is not a punishment. It is part of the process that will lead you to the right gate. Keep your faith strong and trust that God's timing will bring you to the place where you are meant to be. God's timing is perfect because it is based on His knowledge and understanding, not ours. What seems like a delay may actually be a divine protection or preparation for something greater. Trust that every closed door is just another sign that God is directing you toward the right gate. When you trust in His timing, you will find peace and assurance, knowing that He is in control of your life. Overcoming fear and doubt. Fear and doubt are two of the greatest obstacles that keep us from walking through the right gate. When we are faced with challenges, it is natural to feel fear, but fear is often a reflection of the unknown. It arises when we step into territory where we have no control. However, it is in those moments of fear that we must trust God more than ever. God did not give us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind. When we choose to walk by faith instead of fear, we open ourselves to the possibilities that God has prepared for us. Doubt is another barrier that can prevent us from walking through the right gates. It creeps in when we question whether we are worthy, capable, or deserving of God's promises. But let me tell you today that God has already equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. The gate you are waiting for is not dependent on your own strength or abilities. It is a result of God's grace and provision. When you doubt, you are essentially telling God that His plan is not enough and that He cannot provide what you need. But He is more than able to open the right gate at the right time. Overcoming fear and doubt requires a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on the challenges and obstacles, focus on the promises of God. His word is filled with assurances that He will never leave you or forsake you. He will provide for you and lead you to the right gate. When you begin to trust in His promises, the fear and doubt will begin to dissipate. You will realize that the gate you are waiting for is not something to fear, it is something to embrace with faith and confidence. To overcome fear and doubt, we must first acknowledge that they exist. Ignoring fear does not make it go away. Instead, face it head on and remind yourself of God's faithfulness. Reflect on the times when He has come through for you in the past and trust that He will do it again. The fear may still be there, but your faith will be stronger. When you walk by faith and not by sight, you are telling God that you trust Him to open the right gate at the right time. God's perfect love casts out all fear. When you realize how deeply God loves you and how much He cares for you, fear loses its grip on you. Doubt disappears when you remember that God is not a man that He should lie. His promises are true and His word will never fail. Walk with confidence knowing that the right gate is ahead and it will open at the perfect moment. Embracing the process of transformation. The journey to the right gate is not always an easy one. It is often filled with struggles, challenges, and times of uncertainty. But it is in these moments that God is transforming you. Transformation is a process that cannot be rushed. Just as a seed must go through a process of growth before it can bear fruit, so must we go through a process of refinement before we can step into the fullness of God's plan for our lives. God is not concerned with where you are right now. He is concerned with who you are becoming. The challenges you face, the struggles you endure, and the moments of difficulty are shaping you into the person you need to be to walk through the right gate. Trust that each experience is an opportunity for growth and transformation. Embrace the process, knowing that it is leading you to something greater. Transformation often involves letting go of old mindsets, old habits, and even relationships that no longer serve your purpose. As you move closer to the right gate, God will begin to refine your character. He will teach you patience, humility, perseverance, and trust. This transformation may not always be comfortable, but it is necessary for the next level of your life. You cannot walk through the right gate with an old mindset or unhealed wounds. God must prepare you to handle what is on the other side of that gate. Embrace the discomfort of the transformation process. Though it may be painful at times, it is a sign that you are growing. The more you surrender to God's will, the more He will mold you into the person you need to be. Remember, the gate is not just a physical destination. It is the fulfillment of your divine purpose. The transformation process is preparing you to walk in that purpose with strength, wisdom, and grace. During this time of transformation, stay committed to the journey. Do not give up when things get difficult. Trust that God is working in your life, even when it feels like nothing is happening. He is always at work, shaping you into the person who can walk through the right gate when the time comes. Keep your eyes focused on the prize and know that the transformation process will ultimately lead to your divine destiny. The transformation process is not about perfection, it is about progress. Each step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to the right gate. Keep moving forward, knowing that the process is as important as the destination. God is preparing you for greatness, and the right gate will open when you are ready. God's provision for your journey. As you journey toward the right gate, know that God will provide everything you need along the way. His provision is not limited to material things. It encompasses everything that is necessary for your purpose. This includes wisdom, strength, courage, and even favor with others. Whatever you need to fulfill your purpose, God will provide it at the right time. When you trust in God's provision, you are acknowledging that He is the source of all things. You do not need to rely on your own abilities or resources to get where you are going. God will supply what is required to fulfill your purpose. He has already equipped you with everything you need to succeed. The gate you are waiting for is not something you have to force open with your own strength. God will open it for you when the time is right, and He will ensure that everything you need to walk through it is provided. Trusting in God's provision also means letting go of the need to control every aspect of your life. When you try to control everything, you block God's ability to provide. Trust that He knows exactly what you need and when you need it. His provision is not just about what you can see or understand. It is about the unseen work He is doing in the background to prepare you for the right gate. Sometimes God's provision may come in unexpected forms. It may not be exactly what you envisioned, but it will always be what you need. When the right gate opens, you will find that God has already provided everything necessary to walk through it. He will provide the resources, the connections, and the opportunities that you need to fulfill your purpose. Trust that everything you need will come in due time. Remember, God is a provider. He will not leave you stranded or empty-handed. The journey toward the right gate may be challenging at times, but He will always make sure that you have what you need to keep moving forward. Trust in His provision and rest assured that He will provide in abundance. God's provision is a sign of His faithfulness. When you see how He provides along your journey, it will strengthen your trust in Him and build your faith. Each step you take will bring you closer to the right gate, and you can trust that God will supply everything necessary to get you there. The power of faith in opening gates. Faith is the key that unlocks the gates in your life. Without faith, the right gate will remain closed, even if it is already in front of you. Faith is the belief that God will do what He has promised. It is the assurance that no matter what obstacles you face, God's plan will prevail. When you have faith, you will walk through doors that others may think are impossible to open. You will see opportunities where others see barriers. Faith is not simply believing that God can open the gate. It is knowing that He will. It is a firm conviction that no matter how long it takes, God's promises will come to pass. Faith enables you to look beyond the present circumstances and see the bigger picture of God's plan for your life. It empowers you to keep moving forward even when the road seems difficult or unclear. Having faith means trusting God even when things do not make sense. It means taking steps toward the gate even when you cannot see the end result. Faith is the belief that the right gate will open at the right time, and when it does, you will be ready to walk through it. It is not about what you can do, but about what God can do through you. When you have faith, you align yourself with God's power and purpose, and He will open the gates that need to be opened in your life. Faith is also about perseverance. It is not enough to believe once and give up when challenges arise. Faith requires endurance. The longer you wait for the gate to open, the stronger your faith becomes. Each day of waiting is an opportunity to grow in your trust in God. The power of faith lies in its ability to endure despite the obstacles. When you keep faith alive, the gates will eventually open, and you will be ready to walk through them with confidence. The gates of your destiny are not locked. They are waiting for you to activate your faith. When you step forward in faith, God will honor that faith by opening the gate and leading you to your purpose. The power of faith will transform your life and allow you to walk into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. Faith is not just a feeling, it is an action. It requires you to move in the direction of the gate even when you cannot see the way. It is the confidence that God will do exactly what He promised. Faith will unlock the gates of opportunity, and when the right gate opens, you will be ready to step into your divine purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you with this truth. God's gates will open for you at the right time. There is no need to worry, no need to doubt, and no need to fear. God has a perfect plan for your life, and He will open the right gate when you are ready to walk through it. Keep trusting in His purpose, His timing, and His provision. As you embrace the process, overcome fear and doubt, and activate your faith, you will see the doors of destiny swing wide open before you. Trust in God's plan and know that He will always open the right gate for you at the perfect time.